A virtual round of applause. Hey!
Whee! Thank you so much for having me, Elliot. I'm really, really excited to be here, and I'm really excited to share some golden nuggets with you tonight. Thanks so much for everyone who's here, and it's lovely to see lots of yeses in the comments from people who want to hear about how to stop trading time for money, or perhaps trade time for money a little bit less than they are at the moment. My cat, as you can see, is here behind me, also making a valuable contribution to this talking. Like Elliot said, I'm an executive coach, business and brand strategist. I'm also a money mindset expert, and I spent over a decade in the corporate world helping businesses like SAP and Thomson Reuters and other businesses of all different shapes and sizes to grow authentically, sustainably and ethically by helping them to create and refine amazing offerings, do great marketing, and also lead really effectively. I worked in both London and also in New York, and then since then I started coaching 5 years ago now. I've been coaching full-time for 4 years, and since that time I have helped hundreds of smaller businesses as well as large businesses to grow in the same way that I did before. And one of the things that I've realized both through my own journey of coaching hundreds of clients, but also through the journey of having my own business and looking at how I can be really smart with my own business, is the power of creating offerings that don't involve trading time for money. Now, it's easy to think on the surface that if you start creating offerings that don't involve trading time for money, that, you know, maybe somehow that would be lazy, or that would be less, or that would be, you know, the easy way out. And the truth is, what happens when you create offerings that don't involve trading time for money, it simply frees you up. First of all, it's a better leverage of your time, so you can impact more people in less time, and you can impact many people at once. But also, it's an amazing way to free up your time so that if you want to, you can do things like spend more time on pro bono activity. You can do things like spend more time with your family. When we talk about purposeful profits, what I really want you to think about is what purposeful profit looks like for you is going to be totally personal to your personal values. For some people, creating purposeful profits is about allocating a percentage of their profit to charity. For others, creating purposeful profits is about being able to spend quality time with their young or their older family members, being able to perhaps take care of elderly family members as well as young family members, be it children or grandchildren. For others, purposeful profits is about, you know, simply having a business where it's totally aligned with who you are and you're really enjoying the process of delivering what you deliver. And like Wendy spoke to, you know, you're really committed to a vision that's much bigger than simply selling the thing. You're committed to a movement. You're committed to the impact that you're having, not simply the thing that you're selling or the result that you're getting personally in terms of revenue profit. Now, a couple of the things that I want to share with you, I want to share with you some really, really practical things that you can implement very, very quickly to expand your impact. One of those things is to create as much free content as possible. Now, there are people out there who will say, do not create any free content, earn your worth, make people pay for everything. That, quite frankly, is a great big load of bollocks. I've noticed the more content I create and deliver free, and it's been the same with every single one of my mentors who are all at the top of their game. You know, you have to deliver value to as many people as possible. Does that mean give away your core offerings free? No, but it's totally possible to deliver value free en masse, for example, by speaking, for example, by doing Facebook Lives, for example, by creating PDFs that address, you know, common challenges that your ideal market might be having. For example, by doing things like a 5-day free challenge where you share some of the most important fundamental principles of what your audience need to know about a given subject matter. And then if they want to go deeper into that with you, they need to join a paid program, right? There's all sorts of ways to add free value that also end up adding value to your bottom line, because here's the thing, when people get access to your expertise free, unless you're really terrible at what you do, which I know doesn't apply to anyone here, they're going to get hooked on you. The more exposure they have to your expertise in a free way, the more they're going to want to pay you, because they think to themselves, if her free stuff or his free stuff is this good, how much more amazing must his or her paid stuff be? Holy moly, I need in on the paid stuff, right? Now, the same thing also applies when it comes to creating a range of offerings. So, you know, if you just have one really high end offering, like I did for a little while, then if somebody has a tighter budget, or if someone's not willing or ready to invest that amount with you yet because they want to get more of a taste of you, they want to build that trust in you before they invest those higher amounts, then having lower end offerings is really, really important. So what would lower end offerings look like? Lower end offerings would look like things like, for example, a 7-day program that's like £97 that solves a really specific issue. A lower end offering could also be a membership, which would be an ongoing monthly subscription based service where you provide ongoing expertise and you provide an ongoing sense of community. For some businesses, what they do with membership offerings is they book out an Airbnb or book out a photo studio, and they will literally film a whole year's content in one day, and then they'll drip feed that, and their community won't get any live access to them. For others, they will deliver all the trainings live, and you'll get live access to them. I have a mastermind where I do that, and it's really, really personal. So the point is, what does purposeful profit look like for you? If it feels really purposeful for you to have a really low end membership where you're pre-recording everything on one day, helping as many people as possible and charging as little as possible, great, go do that. If that sounds like a total, like the worst idea you could possibly do, don't do that. If you're someone who really enjoys high touch and you enjoy being able to nurture people a bit more, create an ongoing membership community where they get live access to you. Elliot's amazing at this, by the way, and you should definitely join his accelerator. It's incredible. The other thing that you can do is you can look at things like, obviously, speaking. You can look at speaking in summits, speaking in free summits, speaking in paid summits, right? Summits are things you can still do now. I just spoke in a summit yesterday. I'm planning one for a couple of weeks' time. They're another amazing way to add a lot of value and to reach a wider audience. So I really want you to think about, what would it look like to package your expertise into a wider range of offerings that may or may not involve trading time for money, that may involve you being able to work one-to-many rather than one-to-one all the time, or one to a small group of people, or you know, having to actually be somewhere live. What would that look like for you? What genuinely feels good to you? And what do you want to then do with your profits? Do you want to be doing pro bono work? Do you want to be allocating a percentage of profits to a specific cause? Do you want to be spending more time with family, supporting family members who are maybe less well off? What is important to you? And go ahead and do that. And who cares what anyone else is doing? Drop, mic drop.
Boom. Wow. I'm ahead of time. Let's give Jaimie a virtual round of applause. Hey. So what